Between Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Nintendo has released enough high-quality Switch games to keep you happy for the rest of 2017. But there are also plenty of other developers with great games on Switch that you may have overlooked. Believe it or not, there are excellent platformers, racing games, and retro adventures waiting for you on the eShop. To make finding these a little bit easier, we've pinpointed some of our favorites. Here's a look at 6 of the best hidden gems on Switch that we think you should play. Cave Story was one of the early indie gems when it debuted on PC back in 2004, and its popularity there eventually led to console and handheld ports, including a 3D remake for 3DS. Nintendo Switch is the most recent recipient of Cave Story, and its version is packed with all the features die-hard Cave Story fans want, including 16:9 and 4:3 aspect ratios and alternate soundtracks. But why all the excitement over a game that appears pretty simple from the outside looking in? Well, Cave Story delivers personable characters and familiar retro action in an 8-16-bit world. Though clearly inspired by select Metroid and Castlevania games, Cave Story's spirit is distinct and positively quaint. And with its arrival on Switch, it finally gets the physical release it deserves, complete with a full color manual and soundtrack among other packed-in goodies. Even though F-Zero seems all but discontinued, Nintendo fans aren't entirely out of luck when it comes to high-speed racing games. In comes Fast RMX, an upgraded port of Wii U's Fast Racing Neo. This fast, futuristic racing game offers 30 tracks and 15 vehicles, as well as online and local multiplayer options. And it features both shield and boost mechanics that closely mirror F-Zero in practice. No, it doesn't have Captain Falcon, but Fast RMX manages to capture the thrilling speed and, to an extent, the attitude of F-Zero GX, with a little influence from the Wipeout series style of graphic design. Severed is a traditional dungeon-crawling RPG with modern sensibilities. Its mechanics favor touchscreen devices, not simply for the sake of convenience, but to facilitate a combat system with demanding enemies that must be cut in the right location at the right time with a well-placed swipe of your finger. On Switch, Severed gets a slight upgrade from the Vita version, and a big upgrade from the iPhone version, thanks to the system's larger display. Beyond the clever integration of touchscreen controls and traditional gameplay, Severed presents the fascinating tale of Sasha, a one-armed warrior with a magical sword who's caught in a hellish dreamscape in search of her loved ones. The monsters Sasha faces are creatively nasty, accentuated by developer Drinkbox Studios' easily identifiable visual style, with sharp edges and expressive use of color. It's no surprise then that Severed makes a strong first impression, but it's not a fluke. The game is just as intense to play as it is to look at. It's everything you'd expect from a dungeon crawler, but thanks to Drinkbox's inventive spirit, it's also packed with interesting motifs and ideas that you never see coming. Shovel Knight is 8-bit gaming not as it was, glitchy and fuzzy, but as we choose to remember it, pixelated, vibrant, and cleverly detailed. The sequel by expansion, Spectre of Torment, is a similar retro-action platformer that is by all appearances on par with the original. The key difference is that the star, the lead character you control, is a villain from the first game, Spectre Knight. His identity obviously plays into a narrative differently than Shovel Knight's did, but more importantly, Spectre Knight moves and attacks in new ways too. This is all to say that Spectre of Torment is an excuse to revisit Shovel Knight's wonderfully nostalgic world, and undergo a new range of challenges that call upon a unique set of skills. And the reason it's worth playing at all is because developer Yacht Club Games' work rises above the team's inspirations, and ultimately our rose-tinted memories of the past as well. If you see any value at all in classic 2D platformers, Shovel Knight and Spectre of Torment will more than likely make your day. Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap is a game that sets out to bring the retro platforming adventuring series to the present day, while also celebrating its beginnings in the classic era. As a full remake of the original Wonder Boy 3 for the Sega Master System and TurboGrafx, the new version features a brand new art style that's lush and vivid, giving off a greater depth in its atmosphere, along with fully orchestrated soundtrack based on the original music. In keeping with its respect for the original, the remake allows you to shift between classic and modern styles of music and graphics on the fly. Feel like playing the original game in HD? You can do that. But if you're feeling crazy, you can mix things up and play with modern graphics along with retro sound and music. It even allows old passwords from the classic game to be used again, just like the good old days. Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap is a wonderful send-up to the classic era, while showing that retro titles still hold up incredibly well to this day. Mechanically, Thumper is a simple call-and-response game with added layers of complexity as you complete subsequent stages. Spiritually, Thumper is a disturbance. It heaves and crashes with unbridled intensity, with tracks that grow faster and time signatures more irregular the deeper you venture into its well of madness. Call it dramatic, but this is the effect Thumper's relentless speed and atmosphere can have on a person, the perfect argument to give the game a try. They say music soothes a savage beast, but in Thumper's case, music makes way for the savage beast within us all. Play it on a TV, play it with your Switch pressed up against your face. However you can, play Thumper. Whew, where was I? Oh yeah, this has been our look back at a few of the amazing but underappreciated games that came out on Nintendo Switch this year. Be sure to subscribe to GameSpot for access to the latest Switch news and reviews as they arrive. And keep an eye out for similar videos coming for other platforms, including PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Thanks for watching.